this LeapThru video, we're going to walk through setting up a Wear OS smartwatch for the first time, step by step. For more general information on using a smartwatch with LeapThru's LeapConnect Caregiving platform, see our first introductory video. If your smartwatch is already set up and you're looking for step-by-step guidance on connecting it to LeapThru's platform, see our third video. It only takes a few minutes to install the LeapThru application onto your smartwatch and then to pair it to the LeapThru platform. Three things before we begin. The first is to have a Wear OS smartwatch. At this time, LeapConnect is compatible with most any current Wear OS smartwatch. In the near future, we intend to expand to Apple Watch and others. Wear OS smartwatches will work with both Android and Apple smartphones, iPhones. As well, there are a number of different watch vendors and styles to choose from with Wear OS. The second point is simply to make sure that the watch is charged. It usually takes about an hour to fully charge the watch, and so it's a good idea before you get started to do that. The third point is simply that you need to have a Gmail email account before you get started. Wear OS smartwatches require Gmail accounts regardless of whether it's paired with an Android phone or an iPhone. It's important to note that if you have an existing Gmail account that was not personally set up but provided by an organization like your work, sometimes the administrative permissions on that account may restrict the setup from working properly. If you have issues later on syncing the smartwatch to your Wear OS application, to be clear, this is not LeapConnect, but the Wear OS application, on your smartphone, you may need to get yourself a new Gmail account for the purpose of setting up the smartwatch. After doing so, if you want, you can then sync your existing email account to the watch as well. To begin, turn on the watch, select your language, then agree to the terms and conditions on the watch. The watch is then going to instruct you to download and install the application called Wear OS by Google on your phone. You can do that by going to the Play Store on Android or the App Store for iPhone. Once you've downloaded the app, launch it and begin the process. It will take you through a series of wizard-like screens to start the setup, then agreeing to the terms and conditions of use, and then beginning the pairing process. On the left is the Android version of Wear OS. On the right is the iPhone version. As you can see, the first real step in the setup process is to connect the watch with the phone through Bluetooth, through what's called the pairing process. Here is the watch view of the pairing process. After pairing, continue to follow the Wear OS setup application wizard through its various steps. As you can see, between both Android and iPhone, the steps are really similar. They just may be in a slightly different order. One point to note here is where the application is asking you to select which Google account or Gmail account will be synced with the watch. As you can see, you can select multiple. In this case also, it's important to remember that if your Gmail account was provided to you by another organization and you don't have administrative rights over that Gmail account, it may prevent the application from completing installation correctly, and it may impact the functioning of the watch. In the Android version of the Wear OS application, permission requests will come along as it introduces new functionality. Whereas on the iOS version, permission requests may come up at the very end after installation is complete. Once you've finished the setup wizard, you'll see the watch pictured on the Wear OS application on the phone. and you can actually control a lot of the permissions and functions through that Wear OS application. It's particularly a nice way to control what watch face is being shown on the watch, and you can select from lots of different watch faces or download new ones through the App Store or Google Play. Now that the watch is set up, it's time to learn how to use the watch and to configure it for your needs. We'd suggest beginning with the Wear OS tutorial that starts when the watch is finished setting up and can also be accessed from the settings area. The tutorial will showcase the key areas in the watch and how to navigate between them. One point to be aware of is when a watch has been initially set up, there may be a lot of updates, like you can see here, that result in delays in response time when using the watch. Not so much in terms of navigating the watch, but more so when trying to use applications or download new applications. Just something to be aware of when you're initially going through the watch. Once you've completed going through the tutorial, it's probably a good idea to adjust the settings to meet the needs of the person using the watch. You can adjust all sorts of accessibility settings to personalize what the person is seeing, including enlarging the font. And as you can see, you can adjust the brightness, you can adjust the font size, you can increase the volume, as well as adjust the vibration pattern for notifications. So it's worth spending a few extra minutes to personalize those settings to make the watch all the more comfortable for the wearer to engage with. That concludes this video. In the next video, we'll show you how to connect a Wear OS smartwatch to LeapThru's LeapConnect caregiving platform. It should just take a few minutes to complete.